Aneurysm. An aneurysm, I'm pretty sure, is when your blood vessels shrink and expand to accommodate something, some buildup, some fat buildup or something. And what happened? It explodes, and I think it exploded in his head. Michael's my grandfather. The hospital called, and I picked up the phone, also with my mother, and I heard them say to my mother, "I'm sorry, we lost him a couple hours ago." And I'm thinking, oh shit, I better put the phone down and make like I didn't hear that. I didn't like him that much, so it's all right. If you have the decency to fuck somebody, you should have the decency to say to them, "Listen, I'm not going to give you my phone number because I don't want to see you or because I'm just not into this." It's really shitty, I think, to fuck somebody and then you call up and they give you a fake phone number. I don't do that anymore. Plus, people that I like can pick out people with desperate eyes. So, like, I don't want to be one of those people that they pick out. Like, if you go into the Shakespeare bookstore on 83rd Street, there are a lot of women with desperate eyes in that store. They're just dying for some guy to, like, pick them up intellectually. You know, like an intellectual pickup, like, "Oh, do you read this book?" "Yeah, I really like it." And then they think that that'll be the start of something deep if they met over a book, which is not true. That's not true. You don't have to read books to be deep. That's not true, actually, either. Well, God, you don't use them for a pickup. That's shallow, I think. Rose. Everybody knows Rose. She sees the bottle half empty instead of half full. That's what my doctor said about her once, and from then on, Andre always says to me, "You're just like Rose. You always see the bottle half empty instead of half full. You look like Rose today." He's never even met Rose. Rose was actually not bad looking. She met her husband on the train. He was a junkie. I found a letter dated 1922 that she had written to her lover and put in her diary. And I found the diary in her drawer when my mother and I cleaned out her stuff after she died. And I read Rose's pleading letter to this guy. And she was desperate that he meet her. And I think that there were times when Rose just needed to escape from her husband and from her life, and she just felt almost suicidal, so she needed something to keep her moving, and probably an affair or even an imagined affair was what she used. They had a secret meeting place called The Rock, which was up this mountain, and it was 3 mossy rocks. That's how she described them. And I really don't know how my mother came out so sane when Rose was so emotionally unstable.
waited for him to show up. And I guess she wrote, you know, she just eventually just left and went home to her husband. And she never mentioned whether he showed up or not. So I don't know if my grandmother's affair was in her mind or for real.